to sort of tiptoe around Luka and take shots whenever they present themselves. If Luka gets tired or bored, now Kyrie is the man. And AD gives them a defensive presence they have not had. And Derek Lively, unfortunately, got hurt, has a stress fracture. He's gone for a 3 months. I don't know. But maybe they could get him back as just a 7-foot presence, sort of like a Jackson Hayes, who now steps up into the starting role in place of Anthony Davis, unless the Lakers do make another big move before the trade deadline. Is there one more big domino to fall in Lakerland? Are they going to go get another big to replace AD? I don't know. They don't grow on palm trees out here in California. It looks like it'd be Jackson Hayes. And again, I have liked this Laker team, but I like Max Christie a lot. He is an emerging 3-and-D.
When we talk about players similar to Luka, James Harden might not be the first name that comes to mind, but they actually share quite a lot in common. Both players don't rely much on their physical abilities. Instead, they use their incredible skill sets.
Yeah.
I can still play the two.
Yeah.
He can guard the two. I guard the one. You know what I mean? And I think it'll just be deadly.
Even today, Allen Iverson remains in awe of Luka Dončić, naming him as the one player he'd most like to play with. Iverson believes that Luka's size and skill set would make them an unguardable backcourt duo. Iverson said, "One of the days where I would want it to be Luka because he's a big point guard. I can still play the two, he can guard the two, and I guard the one. I think it would just be deadly." On the other hand, Gilbert Arenas has offered one of his most contentious opinions about Luka. He argues that Luka shouldn't be compared to the likes of Michael Jordan or even James Harden. According to Arenas, Luka's lack of defensive prowess disqualifies him from being mentioned alongside Jordan, who dominated both ends of the floor.
Are trading Luka Dončić, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris to the Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 first-round pick per Shams Charania.
Wow. Luka to the Lakers. What? Anthony Davis to Dallas. Huh? Advantage Dallas, at least for now. I've told you again and again, I really like this Lakers team as is. I didn't even think they needed to make a big move at the trade deadline.
At the time of the sponsorship announcement, Jordan praised Luka's incredible skill level for such a young player, highlighting what sets him apart. Despite being slower and less athletic than many players in the league, Luka's advanced skill set and elite basketball IQ allow him to dominate both individual defenders and complex defensive schemes.
This is actually insane. Probably the biggest trade in NBA history just went down. The Lakers traded Anthony Davis for Luka Dončić. The Lakers, they receive Luka Dončić, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris. The Mavericks get Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and their 2029 LA Lakers first-round pick.
As Luka's career has unfolded, MJ's words have proven to be spot on. Luka's skill and ability to read the game have only improved, making him one of the league's top players and one of the hardest to guard. Jordan Brand made a brilliant investment in a superstar whose influence continues to grow. Michael Jordan himself praised Luka, saying Luka is a phenomenal player, and at such a young age, he's demonstrating skills it takes many guys years to develop. It will be incredible to watch him continue to advance in the league. Luka and Nikola Jokic share a strong bond, which has blossomed into a deep friendship off the court. They're always joking around, but when it's game time, they compete fiercely. Their relationship is truly special, characterized by two extremely passionate basketball players who express their love for the game in different ways. Luka and Nikola are poised to be the faces of the league for years to come. After the Denver Nuggets defeated Luka's Mavericks, Nikola was asked what he enjoys most about Luka's game. Here's what Nikola replied. "That's probably the most you're going to get out of the Joker, as he likely dislikes being around the media even more than he enjoys playing basketball. They both have a killer step-back move and can score from anywhere on the court. Because of their skill, earning respect from others comes naturally." Harden has admired Luka since he was just 19, saying, "Jimmy Butler is one of the few players in the league who still brings that old-school energy to the court, and Luka shares that same ferociousness in his game. The mutual respect between them is evident, as they have publicly acknowledged it." When Jimmy is in a good mood, he often delivers some of the most interesting quotes in the NBA. He once jokingly said, "Don't skip over my Sedanian guy for why all Solanian guy. I like ours better." On a more serious note, Jimmy continued, praising Luka. "He's tough and super fun to watch. He does everything so well. He gets everybody involved, can shoot it, get to the rim, and is sneaky athletic too. If I had to watch somebody play and pay to watch, he goes in that category." Damian Lillard, known as one of the most genuine players in the NBA, brings passion and composure to the court that extends to his off-court demeanor as well. When discussing dynamic duos like Luka and Kyrie or Dame and Giannis, Lillard elaborated on the energy and vibes that players of their caliber bring when playing together or facing off against each other. He said, "Obviously, when we all see each other, we know what kind of night it's going to be. Ultimately, you want your team to come out on top, but I think we've all, especially myself, Kyrie, Giannis, Luka, who's a little bit younger than us, have done it for a long time now. So we understand that it's going to be different for everybody. It's not so much about the stats, it's who can come up big in the moments that count and win the game." He continued praising both Luka and Kyrie's scoring abilities, stating, "Those guys are great scorers, two of the best scorers in the history of the game. They see the ball go in a couple of times, and at that point, there's really nothing you can do about it. It's becoming your favorite players." LeBron James has always been a huge admirer of Luka Dončić. While Luka was a fan of LeBron as a kid, 2 decades later, LeBron has become one of Luka's biggest supporters. LeBron expressed his admiration, saying, "I love everything about his game, love everything about him. The way he plays the game reminds me of the way I play the game. We're just triple threats. We rebound, we pass, which is the #1 thing on our mind. Trying to keep our teammates engaged and keep our teammates feeling good out on the floor. We keep our teammates in rhythm, and we'll put 40 on you too if you disrespect us." Despite leaving a game against the Miami Heat early due to an injury, Luka still managed to earn respect from the opposing big man, Bam Adebayo. Much like Luka, Iverson was a clutch playoff performer who could elevate his team when it mattered most. In his 2001 MVP season, Iverson carried a flawed Philadelphia team to the NBA Finals, cementing his legacy as a generational talent.
One of the days where I would want it to be Luka because he's a big point guard. I can still play the 2. He can guard the 2. I guard the 1. You know what I mean? And I think it'll just be deadly.
Today, Iverson remains in awe of Luka, even naming him as the one player he'd most like to play with. He believes Luka's size and skill set would make them an unguardable backcourt duo. His unique style of play and poise under pressure have earned him admiration from fellow players, further solidifying his status as an elite talent in the NBA. Let's hear what some of his peers have to say about him. Allen Iverson is widely regarded as one of the most transcendent talents in NBA history. Known for his ball-dominant style, Iverson mastered the art of creating his own shot, whether it was through his killer crossover or by finishing at the rim. Much like Luka Dončić, Iverson was a clutch performer in the playoffs, able to elevate his team when it mattered most. During his 2001 MVP season, he carried a flawed Philadelphia team to the NBA Finals, cementing his legacy as a generational talent.
One of the days where I would want it to be Luka because he's a big point guard.
The skip pass to the corner. He's going to make good decisions. And, sometimes he can do everything right, and still people are going to have good nights. He continued, recognizing Luka's skill and greatness, he's one of the most talented players in the league. One of the most talented players probably to ever play this game. So there are going to be nights that he's going to have good nights. You're not going to be able to contain him as much as possible, but we tried to make it tough for him. But he played well. This statement underlines the challenge Luka presents on the court, as even elite defenders like Giannis can struggle to stop him when he's playing at his best. Kevin Durant, speaking on Luka Dončic's incredible ability, said, he does this every game. He controls the whole game, passes, rebounds, scores. We kind of expect this from him at this point. There's not much you can expect to get from a star player who just lost a tough game and had a 50-point bomb dropped on him. Durant's comments highlight Luka's all-around game and consistency in dominating. Jason Tatum, discussing the Celtics' defensive strategy against Luka, noted, just try to make it tough for him. Obviously, he's a hell of a player, can get any shot he wants. Just gotta throw fresh bodies at him, can't give him the same look the whole game, and contest and live with the result. This reveals the difficulty in defending Luka, as he can score in so many ways. Jamal Murray, reflecting on the Nuggets' defense against Luka, commented, "I don't think anybody else on their team had over 10 points, but I mean, Luka is a hell of a player, man. I mean, to see why he balls in his hand every possession, he makes plays, shoots the ball efficiently, can hit step backs, draw fouls, get to the rim. He's an amazing player." Murray's words show the respect Luka commands from his peers, as they recognize his ability to control the game even when his teammates aren't contributing as much. These players, despite defending Luka, all speak to his exceptional skill and talent, acknowledging that stopping him is a difficult task. Steph Curry has expressed immense admiration for Luka Dončic's game, saying, "Bam kept his comments brief but pointed, saying he's special. You know, he doesn't let anybody speed him up, and he plays at his own pace. He's one of those guys that's really unique. He's not really fast, but he just does a lot of special things. And he's a big part of why Dallas is at the top of the West right now." Luka Dončić has teamed up with some incredible players in his career, but Kyrie Irving stands out as the biggest superstar he's joined forces with. When two players of this caliber come together, it can either elevate a team to championship contention or disrupt its chemistry. However, Luka and Kyrie have found a good balance on the court. Kyrie has expressed their mutual understanding, saying, "We kind of know each other's spaces on the floor or spots on the floor. We have the utmost respect for one another, but also we know when to give each other confidence. It's not just me and Luka. It's the whole team. A lot of visibility is going to be on us and our leadership, so we're relishing that responsibility." Kyrie continued to highlight his role, stating, "He's been doing it here for the last 6 years, so me coming in and just being a valuable piece alongside him to alleviate some pressure. I feel like I'm doing a great job, but at the end of the day, I still feel like we can get better. Our chemistry will continue to develop the more pressure situations we're in and the tougher teams we play. We've had our fair share of tests, and I think we can evaluate that we've done well, but we can still do better." Luka Dončic's biggest rival on the court is likely Devin Booker. While Luka often comes out on top in their matchups, Booker has had his moments of victory as well. Their games are always intense, filled with memorable moments and highlights. Off the court, however, they share mutual respect, which is evident when Booker was asked what makes Luka difficult to guard. Booker explained, "I mean, he does everything. There's no weakness offensively. If he's scoring in bunches, he's also getting his teammates involved at the same time. They've created a great system where when you try to put two on the ball and take away his scoring ability, he gets other guys involved and gets some open shots and easy looks. It's that balance of trying to limit it all, and it's a tough job to do." This highlights not only Luka's scoring ability, but also his playmaking and how he creates opportunities for his teammates. After Luka had a monster 32-point, 15-assist performance against the Bucks, his skill and vision were on full display, further reinforcing his ability to impact the game in multiple ways. Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Greek freak, was asked about how the Milwaukee Bucks approached Luka Dončić on defense, especially given Luka's ability to perform down the stretch. Giannis acknowledged Luka's immense talent, saying, "I think we did a solid job on him. He's just very, very talented. He's a very good player. You know he's going to make the right pass. He's going to make the pass to the roller." Allen Iverson, widely regarded as one of the most transcendent talents in NBA history, was known for his ball-dominant style, mastering the art of creating his own shot with his killer crossover or by finishing at the rim. I mean, his size and ball-handling skills keep you on edge the whole game. Plus, being a three-level scorer, you have to worry about everything. You don't want him to get those step-back threes going, so you have to press up on him. But he's shifty, has a great handle, and uses his leverage to get by you. Obviously, his court vision is unreal. He's an offensive package playmaker and scorer, and when he's knocking down shots like he did tonight, it's tough. You kind of want to take something away from him. But he kept making play after play. He even made a couple of defensive plays on the other side, with a few steals and a strip on me. He's been playing at an extremely high level and getting better every year. Curry's comments reflect the respect he holds for Luka's versatile skill set, acknowledging him as one of the most complete and challenging players in the league. Joel Embiid on Luka Dončić. Joel Embiid has always been selective in who he respects, and Luka Dončić certainly falls into that category. He recognizes Luka as a real player who's asserting himself as one of the best in the NBA. Embiid is a huge fan of Luka's all-around abilities, particularly his scoring versatility and playmaking. Luka can score from anywhere on the court, handle the ball like a point guard, and create opportunities for his team.
There will be a conversation to be had that will be bonkers.
Not really.
Why not really?
Right now, he's the second best in Dallas Maverick history, only because of the championship. Now, if he wins one, you could put him in that conversation with Dirk. He ain't over here yet. He's still in Dallas. He's a great player, but
that's 100% his prime, because you got to stay been playing pro since 16. Right now, he's 25. He's in the middle of his prime right now. Now, it's about how long his prime is going to last. Yeah, he's in his prime.
Luka and Jokic.
Yeah.
These are slow, unathletic players that are like moving at a different pace, right? We're athletic and moving fast. They just slow down.
He was telling them once they drafted Luka, he was like, he's going to be the best player.
I remember that.
You remember that? We were sitting together talking.
Yes, I remember that.
He was like, he's going to be one of the best. I'm like, yeah, right. Because I'm like, how tall is he? Because now he starts to measure him up to me. And I'm like, yeah, right. You know what I'm saying?
Luka is the worst all-star I've ever seen in my life. He can score the ball, he can pass the ball, he can rebound, all that. He has no effort on defense. He don't want to play defense. He don't hustle for no loose balls. He don't hustle for no loose rebounds. I watched Drew Holiday about 3 to 4 times get extra rebounds.
Since entering the NBA in 2018, Luka Dončić has established himself as one of the league's most dynamic and groundbreaking talents. With his elite scoring, uncanny court vision, and ability to deliver triple-doubles on any given night, Luka stands out as a generational talent who continues to redefine what it means to be a superstar. His rise began in Europe, where he dominated for Real Madrid and became the youngest EuroLeague MVP in history. Since joining the Dallas Mavericks, Luka has earned multiple first-team All-NBA selections and led his team to the NBA Finals. Despite his brilliance, Luka's ball-dominant style and leadership have sparked discussions among NBA legends. While some praise his unmatched skill set, others question whether he can lead a team to a championship. But now, the greatest of all time, Michael Jordan, has broken his silence on Luka Dončić, and what he said might just shift the narrative entirely. Despite being one of the brightest stars in the NBA, Luka has faced his share of criticism. Even after leading the Dallas Mavericks to the NBA Finals, critics have questioned his conditioning, defense, and on-court demeanor, arguing that these flaws hold him back from being considered the best player in the world. However, NBA legend Charles Barkley sees Luka in a very different light, offering a perspective that cuts through the noise. What Barkley had to say might just change how you view Luka entirely.
See how quick they...
Embiid admires Luka's dominance and competitiveness, noting that he's firmly establishing himself as one of the league's elite players. Luka's craziest pass against the Indiana Pacers. Luka Dončić's creativity and basketball IQ were on full display in a memorable game against the Indiana Pacers. Trapped in the corner, the Pacers thought they had him locked down, but Luka had other plans. He whipped a pass that bent in mid-air, leaving spectators in disbelief. Tyrese Halliburton, who was involved in the play, expressed how special Luka's pass was, calling it crazy. Even Halliburton, who wasn't playing at the time, admitted to being in awe of Luka's incredible play. The feeling of witnessing Luka's talent firsthand left a lasting impression, further cementing his status as one of the game's most electrifying players. Chris Paul on Luka Dončić. Chris Paul, known for his exceptional basketball IQ and mastery of the game, holds Luka Dončić in high regard. Despite Luka's physical gifts, Paul admires his game for its fundamental soundness. He notes Luka's ability to play with great confidence and at a controlled pace, explaining that Luka, with his experience playing professionally overseas, already operates at a level where the game feels slow to him. Paul's respect for Luka is grounded in his deep understanding of the game and his ability to dominate across multiple aspects, whether it's scoring or playmaking.